That's the first time I've seen him actually wrestle, so
Yeah.
that was surprising. Yeah, there was a cat fight between Aubrey and Aubrey and Karen, so
What else do you expect?
yeah, and then there was a pop for Aubrey when she grabbed the guitar, and instead of her hitting, well, the ref did get distracted. She was about to hit Karen. Instead of Jay wanting her to hit Karen, he just kept saying, "Hit me." The ref distracted, and Aubrey does hit him, and then a figure four by Aubrey to Karen, and Aubrey gets the victory for the Briscoe team.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, that was. I liked that little spot, this little match. It's not anything special. It's not going to be a five-star match. It's not going to have these awesome moves and these explosive spots. It's going to just be a little funny match. It's pretty funny. Next, you have Taya and Chris face off. Chris Statlander obviously just beat Jade Cargill after Jade Cargill beat Taya, so there's animosity between them. I'm guessing they're going to give Jade Cargill a good break because she did go 60. It was 60, right?
I think
Yeah, I
so.
think she did 60, so yeah, Taya and Chris, they have their face off for the TBS championship. I'm excited to see that match.
Oh yeah.
I would like to see Taya win. You know,
I don't think she will though.
I'm not necessarily a fan of Chris Statlander. I don't know. It doesn't seem like she has a gimmick. It kind of just seems like she's a woman who likes wrestling and she wrestles.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Uh, I don't think Chris
Taya just seems
Statlander.
more exciting to me.
I get that. But I don't think. I think it's too soon.
Right. Um. So up next, main event time. Mark Henry,
Takeshita.
he's interrupted by Don Callis, and Don Callis basically says Takeshita will defeat Bandito tonight because he's better than Kenny Omega, better than like Antonio Inoki, better than, and he lists a whole bunch of Japanese wrestlers. So yeah, nice little thing. And then Mark Henry says it's time for the main event. Takeshita versus Bandito. What a match this is gonna be. I was excited to watch this match. Uh, there was a diving Hurricane Rana off the apron by Bandito, which was just, it was really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then there was one spot in this match where I was like, wow, this is just, they're going crazy in this match. Takeshita had Bandito on the top rope, and he swung back with his arm, and with a huge lariat from the top rope. Bandito, he flips over. Takeshita lands on the ground as well. Just an explosive lariat by Takeshita. It was a great spot. Um, Dito caught. Uh, Dito was caught crazily, and then uh, he gets hit with a GTS type move.
Yeah.
It was Dito getting hit with the Bandito getting hit with the GTS move, right? I thought it
Possibly. I
was.
don't. I don't quite remember.
Anyway, there's a
But
lot of
in
wrestling.
match.
Please excuse my memory for specific spots. After that, there was the 21 plex, and Takeshita flipped out of it. And then Bandito basically returned the favor. And Takeshita, he gets a drive knee. That's his finisher, I guess. It's called a drive knee, and he wins with that drive knee. Devastating. Great match. Go watch this match. This is probably this. I think this might be in the top three of the week. I'm not sure though,
It
because it
depends.
was a very good
I.
match.
I wouldn't.
It's
No.
just
I
the
would say
fact that you have
no.
so many other ones.
Yeah. Got one
So
more.
we're moving on to AEW Collision. One more. CM Punk
One more.
starts the night off with a promo. Obviously, the big headline of this card is CM Punk's return. Which I'd also just like to mention, the first Rampage CM Punk made his debut, and now on the first Collision he makes his return, which is just cool, full circle,
Yeah.
kind of the first show of the first episode of each show he's been on, other than Dynamite. Fucking rookie. So CM Punk has a promo, just hyping up later tonight. CM Punk
Right.
just kind of airing some grievances. He says some stuff about the Young Bucks. Sorry about that. He says some stuff about the Young Bucks. So yeah, it's a good promo. CM Punk is one of the best promos probably right now.
You just skipped the whole like main section of that. You just said, yeah, he said something about the Young Bucks, and yeah, he
I
returned.
didn't really care, dude.
It was a good promo. Why are you just gonna
I
skip
said it
through
was a
all
good
that?
promo. Go watch the promo. What did he talk about?
Like, okay, the main thing is he said, I'm done being nice,
Oh,
and that he was just gonna be straightforward, and that he said, no matter if you love me or you hate me, I'm still gonna be here, and I couldn't have done it without you. But the same reason that some people hate me is the same reason you people love me. Uh, and in the comment he said that he has a friend that he's been called One Bill Phil because he's the genuine article in a business filled with counterfeit bucks,
yeah.
alluding to the Young Bucks.
I think CM Punk is cringe.
He can be,
I don't
but I
like
do
him.
think that was a good. I think that was a good promo though.
I'm just gonna outright say it. I'm not really a big fan of CM Punk. I don't like when it comes to the real life business. I don't care, but I just don't really. I seen the appeal in like 2008 before his most famous run. I liked that stuff with Jeff Hardy and the stuff with him winning the Money in the Bank. He felt edgy, and then obviously he got better and better, and his run with the championship was great. I seen the appeal then. I
Yeah,
don't see it now. You know, I'm not
it's
saying
not the
he's a bad
same.
wrestler, and I'm not saying he sucks or anything. It's just I don't really like him. I can't really
Yeah,
explain
I
it.
get that.
So yeah, he's a good wrestler, I guess, but I don't really care about his promo. I just didn't care, I guess. Uh, something I did care about though, which I was very excited about, the commentary team is a two-man team: Nigel McGuinness and Kevin Kelly. Nigel, obviously from NXT, obviously a huge legend from Ring of Honor. It's great to see him. We haven't seen him on NXT since like 2020, so that's cool. And Kevin Kelly, isn't he from TNA?
N- no, New Japan.
Okay,
Yeah, he's the main he's I think they said the color commentator for New Japan.
okay, yeah, that makes sense. So
And then
great,
JR
great
is the
team.
other one.
They had JR in there.
I think at the very end, but
Oh,
he's
must have
supposed to
missed it.
be. He might. I think he's dealing with health issues right now. I don't think he was at that episode, but
I
as of right
didn't
now,
watch
like
this.
when Tony Khan first announced it uh, on Twitter, he named JR as one of the um, main commentators. It was Kevin Kelly, JR, and Nigel McGuinness.
Okay, yeah. So either way, Nigel and Kevin Kelly just great pickups for AEW commentary team. And I'm gonna be honest, I haven't watched this show. I watched the first match, which was Wardlow versus Luchasaurus for the TNT Championship. It was a great match. I liked how Kevin Kelly, he was on his stuff. He knew exactly what was going on. Nigel McGuinness as
Yeah,
well. Uh, the ending of this match basically had Christian Cage hit Wardlow with a camera, and then Luchasaurus won, which was so surprising. I was
I wasn't
utterly
expecting it.
shocked. I was shocked. I popped. Like, I was shocked that Luchasaurus won. So, yeah, Luchasaurus wins. We have a new TNT Championship. Maybe this will free Wardlow up for the World Championship, especially against
Honestly,
MJF, because that rivalry could
if I'm being
continue.
honest with you, I doubt it.
You
I
doubt that
doubt it.
he'd go for the world championship.
No, I doubt they're gonna book him that way.
Oh
I
well.
think if they would have booked him for the world championship, they would have done it by now.
Well,
They would
he
have
has
done
been
it by
getting
now.
built up for the past however long he's had the TNT championship. So
I just
I don't
don't
know,
know.
man.
I
We
think it
could
would be
see it.
smart, but I think booking wise, if they were gonna do it, they would have done it by now. They should have done it by now.
Up next, you had a Will Hobbs promo, Powerhouse Hobbs. He's this big black dude, and he's ready to kill you. That's all you gotta say. Anyway, Buddy Matthews took on Andrade El Idolo. This was one of the returns of the night. There were three. You had Andrade, CM Punk, and freaking Miro. So this
Miro.
match, obviously, Buddy Matthews and Andrade. If you're gonna talk about a good match, like this would have been like one of the mid card matches for WWE in 2019.
Yeah, and they both have something in common.
And
Both
what?
of their significant others are in WWE.
Yeah, yeah.
You got Rhea Ripley,
Charlotte
and
and
they
Charlotte
Charlotte.
and Rhea literally main WrestleMania main event. So, yeah, you have the
Uh, it's I don't I thought about that. I was like,
a
huh.
minute. Yeah. So Andrade was getting cheered a lot. I think he's a babyface,
I
especially for
can't
this
I couldn't
match.
tell honestly during the match. It was hard to
I'm
tell if he was.
I didn't
I
watch this.
think
I'm going off of the
I
notes from like
yeah.
somewhere else, but
Based off what I saw, it seems like it.
I
Seems
would
like he's
love
meant
to
to be a
see,
babyface.
especially since you have Buddy Matthews, who is a part of the House of Black, which is the biggest heel faction in. No, they're not
Probably
the biggest heel
wrestling.
faction in AEW. No, not wrestling either. BCC,
Oh yeah.
biggest heel faction in
I would say
AEW.
second. They're
Bloodline,
definitely the
biggest.
second. Well, third then.
Then you got Imperium.
No, they're above Imperium.
No.
Gunther is the only reason that Gunther and Kaiser.
Gun- Kaiser
Vinci,
and Vinci are current, or not
mm,
current, former NXT Tag Team Champions.
I don't care. I don't care if
Okay,
they're former
anyway.
NXT
Anyway,
tag
you
team
had Buddy
champions.
Matthews and Andrade. I haven't watched this match, so
It was good. It was a
I'm gonna
really
go
good
back and
match.
watch it because it just sounds like a great match. I know Andrade won with
Essentially,
Charlotte's
it
figure
was
eight.
it was a very back and forth match. I don't know if it was legitimate or kayfabe, but Buddy Matthews hurt his knee during the match, and that's what essentially got Buddy Matthews. And Andrade, being Andrade, used his wife's move to beat Buddy Matthews. He used the figure eight leg lock. So
That's great. So I looked and it said Andrade went for the handshake. The lights went out, and then the House of Black came out.
okay, yeah, well, yeah. I thought it was one and then the other. Never
So
mind.
House of
It was
Black
both of
taking
them.
on LFI, isn't that? I think that's a tease. I seen that on the article I read on this show.
It's possible, but
I don't
yeah,
know what LFI
essentially,
is.
I don't know who LFI is either. Um, Andrade was just standing in the ring, and then they attacked him from there and left him in the ring battered. And then the lights
Okay.
went out again. I literally thought there was gonna be another return, and then it just went to commercial. I'm like, bruh,
Well, there
don't
was a
do me
return
like
after the
that.
commercial. Miro taking on Tony Nese.
That's not what I meant. I
I
meant
don't
like
care.
a lights out return.
Yeah,
Because the lights went
you're
out, but
spoiled,
then it went to
Jason.
commercial. I was like, man, why'd you have to do me like that?
You're spoiled.
What do you mean I'm spoiled?
You're spoiled with all this wrestling content. You had
Oh,
you had
yeah.
all these debuts and returns, and you're wanting more.
So then I'm wanting more. I just expect. The
You
lights went
expect
out, so I was
more.
expecting something else.
Anyway, you had the return of Miro taking on Tony Nese squash match. You had the Outcast versus Sky Blue and Willow Night or Nightingale. Um,
It was a good match, actually.
Okay.
Really good match.
Yeah, you can say for that because I didn't watch it. And Willow Nightingale and Sky Blue aren't really a good tag team that I wouldn't think of them as a good tag team. They could have been. There was an Acclaimed promo. Could you tell me about that? The Acclaimed.
Um, so they came out and just wished uh Billy Gunn a happy Father's Day, and that Billy Gunn was talking about his marvelous new pink scissors outfit, and that Anthony Bowen said to make sure that they would. He made sure to say that they'll be appearing on Dynamite and Collision as well. A party on Wednesday and party on the weekends. Uh, they and then they wanted to make history on Collision with the first scissor on Collision in the city that scissoring was born. So they did it, and Tony Schiavone did it with them.
Yay!
Yeah, it was super cringe though. They went for it, and Tony Schiavone was like, yeah.
So yeah, Acclaimed promo, and then obviously great to see Acclaimed.
You want to hear how they,
CMFTR.
real quick? You want to hear how they worded it?
Hmm.
They eventually got Giovanni involved, and he was very excited to scissor in the middle of the ring.
Oh yes, I would love to scissor with Tony Schiavone in the middle of the ring as well. CMFTR taking on Samoa Joe and Bullet Club Gold. I can imagine that this was a great match. I can imagine that
I can imagine too, because I
because
watched
it
it in
was.
bits and pieces because I was getting ice cream,
Oh, ice
and
cream.
my phone was dying as I was watching it. So I was like trying to keep it on the charger and also trying to watch it. I caught a majority of it though.
So off of the article I read on this, Punk and Joe locked up, and the crowd were on their feet. Which that's, I mean, Punk and Joe honed
They have a
his
history.
craft in Ring of Honor and TNA, and he made it to WWE after CM Punk's stardom had already went away because he joined WWE in 2016, main roster 2016,
Hmm.
and CM Punk left in 2014. But they had great matches in Ring of Honor, and I don't think we've seen a Joe versus Punk match since Ring of Honor. So
I don't
them
think so.
I would love to see that match one on one in an actual rivalry. And isn't Joe a champion right now for Ring
He's
of
the
Honor?
Ring of Honor television champion.
There you go. Uh, I know Punk and FTR won, so that's feels like the right decision. If you're gonna have Punk come
Yeah.
back and lose, that's dumb.
It
And
was a nice
FTR,
like it was a nice finish too. Like FTR did the Shatter Machine and just went right into the GTS on Juice.
oh yeah, and obviously Juice taking the pinfall. You don't want Jay White to take the pinfall, and you don't
Oh
want
no,
Joe to take it.
Joe, especially Joe.
Yeah.
Like Jay White is still understandable, but Joe's a champion, so if you have him take the fall, it's gonna make him not necessarily look weak, but it's gonna make him look bad. And then Jay
So
White's just the top star. So
So we had this was a crazy week of wrestling. I'm gonna go back and watch AEW Collision because
it was really
honestly,
good.
if you guys haven't watched this week of wrestling, go watch it. Raw was crazy, SmackDown was crazy, and AEW was full of action. So yeah,
Yeah,
we had over the weekend UFC Fight Night. Marvin Vittori versus Jared Cannonier. I
that
know
was a crazy fight.
that fight in particular is one that I want to watch. I haven't watched it yet. Um,
Oh,
I haven't been able
oh,
to. Dude, there's so much wrestling. Plus, I'm wrestling.
you need to watch it,
Plus,
bro.
working out and
It's
work. It's crazy.
crazy.
Uh, yeah, this. I'm sure it was crazy. Jared Cannonier, one of the best right now in the middleweight division. But he's not going to be champion. I doubt that he would ever become champion now, especially after losing to Israel
Yeah.
Adesanya. And Marvin Vittori, same thing. There's levels to this game.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I know Jared won by decision. so that's cool.
It shouldn't have been decision, but I mean, it's whatever.
And I will tell you guys my 3 favorite matches of the week. If J-Dog disagrees, God, why J-Dog? You suck.
It depends on what it is.
My top 3 of the week are Riddle versus Priest. I thought that was a really good match. Adam Cole versus MJF, obviously the best match of the week for sure. Definitely that. And then, honestly, BCC versus the Hung Bucks. I think that's
agree.
Honorable mention being Takeshita and Bandito. And once again, I haven't watched Joe and Bullet Club Gold versus FTR and CM Punk, so maybe that would be on the top 3 if I had watched it and enjoyed it. I'm not sure.
I mean, that'll depend on how you feel about it, but I 100% agree with you. Like the CM Punk, FTR, and Samoa Joe and Bullet Club Gold match was good, but I think Priest and Riddle was a great match with great spots. MJF, CM Punk, obviously the callback to the 5 more minutes sort of thing.
MJF now.
And with MJF walking out of the ring and not saying anything was cool.
So top segment of the week overall, I'm gonna say that was the Bloodline, Jey Uso officially turning on Roman.
For sure. Yeah, there's no question about it.
Yeah, so that's wrestling. This has been a great week, and we're going to have even more. This was episode 8. We're getting closer to episode 10. Like I said earlier, episode 10 will be a great special episode. We have a lot planned for the future, so stay tuned. We're going to keep trying to entertain you guys and keep going over all this wrestling content and MMA content, and God, please slow it down. So yeah, we'll see you guys next time. I love you.
Up in it, bitch, we tryna get higher. Put it back, I cooking it rack, me eating that pack of bonus stopper, holding it down, pull up in the primary rip, that just stop faking the cap. Yeah, killing the trapper, coming back, I'll break the loose, keep up in the track, I'm feeling the beachy, burning, healing, marking it, tie beam, baking, screech. Don't clap in the sea, air track and pee, I'm master love, but feet deep, I'm switching my game, take passion, even with my shot, no line to see.